Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Forgot that one. No matter where in the world you might be, thank you for making us part of your day. Can anyone breathe? Let's go.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Please stand clear of the discussion doors. The next stop is Highbury Squad.
Wow, wow, wow. What a match. Definitely the best one so far this season. My heart will go on, apparently. And we are top of two leagues, as Jeno Hogg said earlier this week. Hola, everybody. How's it going, squaddies? Good evening to everyone. At ease. Whew. Just going to take a deep breath together. Let's see who's in the house. Can't breathe. Me either. Now I feel this too. You know, we've had those lines, my Arsenal are back, our Arsenal are back. I do think this was, as I just posted, a signature win for the Gunners. Hi, Tammy, Chief Like Officer. Keep those likes coming in. Let me tell you something. If you don't hit the like button on the way in after beating Liverpool, then I don't know what to say to you. All right. I'll get Kev on the phone from his assignment that he's broadcasting for Stadium Astro right now. He sent me a funny picture. And you'll be hearing from Kev soon enough in the next few hours tomorrow. By the way, tomorrow's show we have Kaya on from Football London. That's going to be a brilliant show. Monday Madness. You won't want to miss that. Never in doubt. Can't stop jumping around. Jump around, jump up, and get down. I don't even know where to start. Should we just start at the beginning? James is joining me. I always like to have the people that preview the game with me on with me after the game. James is just having a bit of a technical glitch, and he'll be on. Evening Alpha, Mark, me too. Hi, Trevor. Um, Abby sent Trent to the barbers. And how about Tommy sending Salah to the bench? That was unbelievable. I almost died. Probably the easiest win of the season. Mr. Hertz, well said. Not. Martinelli, what a footballer. We won. I'm happy. Me too. I said I don't care if it comes off someone's butt or nose how we win, as long as we win this game. Didn't want a draw. Did not want a draw at all. Wanted a win. It's a signature moment. And, we were able to beat a team that's been our bogey team for a very, very long time. I don't care what anyone says, also, by the way. Liverpool had Nunes, Diaz, Jota, Salah, Thiago, Van Dijk, Matip, and Trent all playing. All playing. I'm waiting to hear back from Stevie Nicol. What did he say on the show, though? Give him credit. Who did he fear the most? Martinelli and Saka. I'll tell you something. I was a bit worried about Saka for a while. And then as soon as he scored that goal, he just went into a totally different gear. Beastly. Absolutely beastly. The real deal. Let's get all your comments up. And let's bring James into the mix. Hey, James, how you doing, mate? You surviving?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, definitely.
Oh my God! Sorry, apologies. I think as much as I had a meltdown, the MacBook had one as well.
No, don't worry about it. We're top of 3 leagues. Thank you for correcting me. Very well said. Absolutely. Aston's heart. I think all our hearts. Let's just get stuck into it, shall we? The Sexy's Arsenal fan. By the way, don't come in, Danny D. If you don't, if you do, I'll ban you today just because you've come into the room. We don't want any negativity today. Although we are going to talk about the players and talk about the performance, of course. It was one of those games, James, that I didn't want to lose. By the way, I got my prediction right, 3-2. What was your prediction before? Remind me.
2-1.
2-1. Yeah, it was stressful, AFC. Come on. I don't care. I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear any of this. Like I said, I will repeat this and I will keep repeating it every single time someone posts something like this. Liverpool had Darwin Núñez, Luis Diaz. Of course, he went off. He still started. Jota, Salah, Thiago, Henderson, Van Dijk, Matip, Alexander Arnold, and Allison in goal. Sorry, that is a pretty good Liverpool team. And there were times where we saw the really good Liverpool, James. We got the goal. Let's start. It was a fast start, unbelievable. But then after we got the goal, we kind of sat back a little bit too much, invited them in, showed them too much respect. What was your take on that first half?
Yeah, I thought we played amazing for that first 10 minutes. And then it's exactly as you said, we just withdrew, completely withdrew. And I didn't understand it. When you look at how easy it was to cut them up for the first goal, you'd think, do that all over again. And I think that was the message going into half time. A lot of people on Twitter were saying, oh, I wonder what Mikel's telling them at half time. I went, I know what he's going to tell them. Well, I hope I know what he's going to tell him. Feed Martinelli. That's all I would have said. No tactics, none of it. Give that man the ball every single time you can give him it. Because, oh my word, I know you're gonna do the ratings later on, but oh my word, what a
Yeah.
performance!
What a performance. Super Kev
Get,
is watching
get
us for
the
a little bit.
clauses. Get the clauses.
All
Contracts
of
and
them.
clauses, please.
6 million we got him for? Was it 8?
I know, but I don't want
6
him.
or
I
8.
don't want him. I don't want us to sell him for 6 or 8 million because we haven't signed him up.
No, he's
Get him signed and put a big 200 mil or something on him now. Do it now.
Oh, Super Kev is in the house briefly. He's got to go off and he's doing the Everton game next. Kev, we will talk to you tomorrow. He's going to send us a little video as well as soon as he can, and we'll share it with you guys across our social platforms and, of course, on the YouTube channel. Okay, so can we start with some bits? Do you think we got lucky here?
100%. Yeah. Yeah, but it cancels out because I thought that we should have had 2 penalties in the second half. I thought the one where Allison and Van Dijk like sandwich Jesus together, that elbow like that in the back, if that's one of our players, they're giving that. If that's the other way round and it's on Firmino for them, they're going to give that as a pen. 100%. I thought it was absolutely ridiculous, and some of the fouls they made today as well were at that. I know that Timis. Is it Timis? You're going to pronounce it better than me. Go on.
Tsimikas.
That's it. What a dirty player he is. Sorry,
Dirty
Soph.
Greek.
He's horrible. He's such a. I thought that he was a really good player when he come in for Robinson, but today I'm like, you are a little so and so. You are.
He went WWE on everyone, as did Gomez when he came on and he shoved Martinelli literally off the pitch. Ring a bell.
Yeah.
I don't care either. My point is we got away with one, and usually we're the victims of VAR. There is no doubt about that. And also, did you think that the Van Dijk challenge on Jesus was a penalty?
Yes. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
A lot of people are calling that soft.
No. If that's up the other end of the pitch, like I said a minute ago, and Gabriel does that on Firmino or one of their forward players, that's getting given.
Yeah.
So
I thought to myself, this is like, I like this swell of things happening, right? So you score early, you punch them in the gob. It's a beautiful thing. What a move. And it all started with Saliba at the back, making an interception. Nice touch, passes the ball out. That fast movement that we just absolutely make teams dizzy with. And, unlike the United game, we kind of unlike the United game, we sat back and we soaked up a lot of pressure, and I think we talked about giving them too much respect. But what happened with the Núñez goal? Talk me through that a little bit, James, because a lot of folks were really worried about Tommy coming in to play left back, even though we've seen him play left back before and do a really, really good job. They were a bit weirded out that KT wasn't playing. I didn't hear anything about KT taking a knock after the Europa League game. But barring maybe some distribution issues, I thought he was amazingly good in the sense that his job was done. He took Salah out the match. Your thoughts?
Yeah, do you know what? When you were saying earlier, you don't want to hear it about this Liverpool, it's not the same Liverpool that they were before. And we're playing 4 centre backs across the whole of our back 4. So if you want to give it excuses for Liverpool, then you can turn it round on our way and be like, well, we're playing 4 centre backs against you and still won. So, how about that? I thought he was fantastic today. Absolutely fantastic. What we lacked in transition, he did so well in terms of just stopping that service, because they love to go back, and like we've seen it with Van Dijk, it's like they reset and Van Dijk just goes whoosh that way, or whoosh down the middle, doesn't he? And he completely nullified all that service into Salah. And in the end, it was like last week, had to take him off because he weren't doing the job, and they hooked him early. So yeah, absolutely brilliant performance from Tomiyasu today. And the Nunes goal, you called it before the game. You messaged me before the game and went, he's scoring. I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. And again, for me, Gabriel switching off. Sadly, I think he had a very, very lucky game today. Gabriel should be thankful for the other players that were around him.
Who's crying now, James?
Yeah, exactly.
He's got that Anthony Tosser thing about him, doesn't he?
I'm glad you said it.
He's totally got that vibe about him, and I was just like, I can't wait to post this picture. Please hold on, Arsenal. Please hold on.
He's one of them people, isn't he? When you're around him and he needs to fart, he pulls his shorts down and does it. He's one of them. He thinks he's hilarious. He thinks he's hilarious, but he's not.
Does he get the spray as well?
Yeah, or he has it in his hand and like does that, doesn't he, at you and all that. He's one of those absolute idiot.
All right. Well, look, let's get stuck into the player ratings, which will then allow us to talk a little bit more about the game in depth and detail. Of course, Arsenal, Liverpool, what a match it was. And let me tell you something, guys. Here are the stats. Okay. You guys ready for the statisticos of this match? We have 11 shots for us, 8 for them, 7 on target for us, 3 for them, 43% possession for us, 57 for Liverpool. 379 passes for us, 482 for them, 77% pass accuracy, 81% for them. That's probably Thomas Partey in the first half helping that stat. 11 fouls each, 2 yellows for them, 1 for us, no red cards, 6 offsides for them, 3 for us, 4 corners for the Gunners, and 3 corners for Liverpool. What do you think about that pass accuracy? That's a little lower than usual. It wasn't the best in the first half, was it? We were bitty. We couldn't really get control of that midfield. There was frustration, I think, a little bit. Martinelli was doing everything he could. I think Gabriel, Martinelli, and Saka were doing their best to hold on to the ball, but the midfield couldn't really get into that in that first half. After we scored, James, what was your take on that?
Yeah, no, just like we said earlier, I think we just gave him too much respect, and Henderson and Thiago just seem to be, yeah. Is that Vinny agreeing with me? Or Vespa?
It's Vespa.
Yeah. And again, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just think we gave them too much respect, and they started to feel it a bit. And also, again, not knocking the fans at all, because they've been absolutely superb this season, and we saw it second half and right at the end when we got the goal. It did go a bit. The fans went really quiet as well. The fans did go quiet, and I think Liverpool sensed it. They got their backs up a bit and thought, "Oh, we're in ascendancy here," and they were for a good spell, until right, like I put on Twitter, big goal at a big time, brilliant, absolutely brilliant to get that goal when we did.
James, you bring up a good point there, because we were talking about the crowd, and it felt like that fear set in, didn't it? I've seen this show before, And that's the part where I think we believe, but the trust factor of allowing yourself to believe in the fact that they can continue to overcome this adversity. They continue to come back. They can stay in the game. They can stay strong. I think that is the most amazing part that I'm really enjoying about this. The DNA and profile of these players, whether they make a mistake, they stay in the game.
Yeah.
You know, the manager keeps faith with them to correct that mistake and keeps them in the game. And the collective between the entire team and the staff, this belief, I think, that we've just not seen in a very, very long time. That belief kind of disappeared towards the end of last season. And I'm really starting to think like this whole, overcoming adversity, you learn so much, you become stronger. We all do in our everyday lives, right? Life isn't easy. And it's almost like something has happened and it has triggered that this mental impotence that we have had in the past has become mental strength so far this season.
Yeah, yeah, and again, it's for me that's the additions that you've brought in. They've got a new. I mean, he's still such a young man, but Saliba again, like you said, he started that move for that first goal in the air that he was doing today. Apart from their second goal, that's the only mistake that he made all game, and he's calming them down at the back. He's helping them. He's guiding them through, and he's a young man. As much as were saying last year about Saka, and we were like, oh my God, what are our mature players doing? They're being carried through. You can say the same at the back for what's going on at the moment because Saliba's pulling them through. I mean,
Hmm.
it's not our fault that we've got, sorry, it's not his fault that there's not been a clean sheet for 10 home games in the league at the Premier League games at the Emirates. That needs to change because we're not going to get like today. We're not going to be able to keep churning it out. It is going to go wrong for us eventually. But like you said, I do love the fact that when it does go wrong, as well as the fans picking us back up again,
Hmm.
the
Yeah,
players do as well, and it's amazing. It's
it is
absolutely
amazing.
amazing.
You know what, James? The other thing too is this notion that you know, if we make mistakes like that against the bigger teams, we'll get punished.
Mm,
That that happened against Manchester United. We didn't finish our chances. I got to get that game out of my head. I can't shake it. I'm going to
yeah,
have to let it go at some point, right? But I think that what we're seeing in that is really, I think, one of the nucleus of what is driving this team forward. It's like a totally different ball game. And when now you see we made mistakes, like the Firmino goal was a terrible defensive kind of response to their break, right? But we punish them after. Usually we're the ones that get punished. And I think that is a major turning point for us. Is that whole, oh, you can't make these mistakes when you play bigger teams, you know, I feel like that is something that has completely shifted gears this season as well.
yeah, yeah. And I think as well, what you need to take into account is Gabriel never plays well when he's up against a striker that's of presence. When he plays against Antonio, he's always ropey. When he played against Wilson at Newcastle, he never
Hmm.
has a good game. I think today he looked at Nunes and he didn't fancy it. He did not fancy it at all. If you kept watching when those long balls were coming over, he kept trying to kick it over the top of his head. And it's like, no, stay on your feet because you'll win the foot race with him. You're quicker than him. You know you're quicker than him. I know you're quicker than him. However, he just kept trying to do, wonder clearances and everything else like that. If he kept it simplistic, then maybe, just maybe, we wouldn't have got in the trouble that we're in. But I don't necessarily blame him for that second goal. Like I said, I think that's the only thing Saliba did wrong. And that again, and I mentioned it on the show that we did the other night, when we play that high line and we do that counter pressing, it has to be so pinpoint, or you are literally going to be a knife through hot butter. You're just going to get carved to bits.
A knife through hot butter. Absolutely love that. Okay, let's get to some comments real quick. Dave, it's his 77th birthday, everyone. Thanks, Gunners. 4:55 a.m. in Melbourne, Australia. Happy birthday, Dave.
Yeah,
The
good
Gunners
good
have
morning and
delivered.
happy birthday, Dave.
Well done, Dave. Bless you. And 77 years young. We hope you've had a wonderful day. Teng says, no player hid today. In every area of the pitch, you'll see an Arsenal player is giving their all. Never seen this from Arsenal for a decade now. All true. That's facts. That's 100%. I think we all agree with that. Colin, we won a tough game. We allowed them to play too much. We can do better. That was a psychological hurdle. Completely agree with that. Terence isn't happy with Gabriel, thinks we need an upgrade. We'll get to Gabriel in just a second. We had the game on control, especially in second half, says Abhishek, and we weren't nervous. He wasn't nervous as he was in previous seasons. A relief. I'm all over the place, you guys. I'm still overcoming that game. It was insane.
Sophie, Frank M has made a brilliant comment. If you can find it, because that's what I said to others as well. And I'm
Where is it?
It is
in Frank M. Yeah. Let's see. Frank M. Here we go. The refs make the big calls in favor of the top teams. We are a top team. That's why we are getting the calls. They talk about this a lot. Kev and I previously have talked about when you play Liverpool at Anfield. I mean, we remember the Mane elbow on KT. When you play City, when you play Manchester United, I think we all know what happens there. And you do get a little bit more respect. And Kev said for a long time too. And what I've been saying is we've got to earn our respect back. Forget about what, the pundits are saying and whatever. We've got to show them that we are the new Arsenal and that, we're not going to be the dartboard, that we can perform well, that we can overcome adversity, that we do have players with strong mental attitudes, that we're good on and off the ball. We've got to earn that respect back. And you're right. Thanks for pointing that one out. Right. Let's get to some player ratings. I think Ramsdale, I don't know if you sent me a note, you're saying, Soph, do you remember him being super troubled? And I'm like, how did we let in 2 goals? It's a really weird one, this one. Help me out with this one, James.
Yeah, so I'm going to give him a 6 today. I don't think it was one of his best games. Apart from the Saliba one where he thought, I've got to do something, otherwise they're through. He made a brilliant stop from that being an own goal. I'll give him that one. And towards the end of the game, when he laid on the ball and everything, I was like, yeah, bit of poo-poo housery, I won't swear. So I was happy with that one. But yeah, I just thought he was off again today. I thought his distribution wasn't the best. I don't know. I don't know if it's, I remember when he played for Sheffield United, I think Liverpool got a pumping, didn't they? And he was in goal for that one. So I don't know if, again, it's a mental thing for him against Liverpool. But yeah, no, he didn't have one of his best games, but not going to write him off. It could have been, he looked as though that he got that knock early on, didn't he? He was grabbing at the leg a bit. And I don't know if that come into effect, but
I think that was significant because his mobility, I think, didn't take a major impact, but you could see that, he was being cautious, right? And I think when I don't remember him making like a mega save, but I also there was nothing he could do about the goals, he was exposed fully in the first one. And the second one was just a really good finish for, let's be honest, for Firmino. It was we exposed him and Firmino buried that really just beautifully into the corner for them. And I'm just going to say with Rambo, it was one of those games where he let in 2 goals, but he really didn't make any major mistakes. And it wasn't because of him that we let in the 2 goals. So I'm going to give him a 7. All right. Who's next, James?
Do you want to go Ben White? You want to do it that way?
Yeah, let's do that. Ben White.
We'll go right to left. Ben White, 7. Put some respect on his name. My word. I thought he was amazing. I really did. I was really, really impressed with him. And in that second half, when he was on the overlap, which a lot of people don't think he's very good at, and he nutmegged, who's the young lad? Is it Elliot?
Elliot, yeah.
I had my head in my hands. I went, oh my God,
sweet.
he's got skills as well. I thought he was just, a nice old, I'm playing at right back, I'm going to do my job, and I haven't got flash or flair. Well, he's gone, nah, screw you, I have. And yeah, I thought he was superb. Really, really good performance from him.
Do you remember when we did the pre-game show on Friday and someone had come in, big Danny D probably, and said, Ben White will be put on toast. And we were saying, they said that about Zaha, they said that about Tottenham, and they're saying that about Liverpool, and he gets better and better with every single game. Now, I think what I'm trying to do is not judge the players on that 25, 30 minutes in that first half after the goal, James. I'm really trying to focus on just being positive, because there was a part of the game where it felt like, I hope we don't fall apart here. I hope we don't revert to type. But again, pick themselves up and push themselves on. And most of them did that in the second half. He gets an 8 for me as well. I just think that he continues to evolve. And you're right, put some respect on him. You got so excited. You're WhatsApping me. He's like, oh, Benjamin.
Saucy.
Dude, saucy. Another saucy.
I like the sauce.
Nice. Who do you want to do next?
We could do Saliba.
Da, 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 da.
Yeah, again, solid 7. I thought second half, again, like I said, other than the goal, I thought he was absolutely brilliant, and he is helping that back 5 so much. I love him. I absolutely love him.
He's positionally, there were times in that first half where I felt we were all off. And here's the perfect example, right? We've all been crying about Thomas Partey and how important he is for us to tick. And you can see when he's not having the best game in the first half, in the second half, that's totally different gravy, right? The back line was exposed. We haven't really seen that this season when Xhaka and Partey have played together. We've seen it. We saw it at United when Partey wasn't playing, but we haven't really seen too much exposure when those two have been playing together. And I think because we were unable to keep the ball in midfield, that back line at times in that 25-minute spell in the first half looked like they were very vulnerable. But my goodness, his recovery to mistakes is incredible. His positioning is amazing. He helps out Gabriel all the time. For me, he gets an 8.
Yeah, brilliant. Don't dispute it.
Let's put up some of your marks as well. Who's next?
Gabriel.
I'm going to let you go first with Gabriel.
I'm going to give him a 6.5. I think that he struggled out there today. And do you know what disappointed me the most as well? Actually, no, I'll wait. I'll save that for when we do midfield.
Okay.
Because I'm not necessarily just going to blame him. That's someone else's fault as well. So I'm not just going to blame him, actually.
Okay.
I'll hold judgment.
He got away with this, and positionally, he was a little off, and you could see like Saliba's. Saliba's kind of a quiet player, but I felt like in this game, he was really helping him kind of overcome some of these little errors that he's made over the last few games. But again, credit to Gabriel. He stayed in the game. He didn't hide. He stuck it out there. He's the beast and Saliba's the beauty. And I think we need that combination. And right now we're getting away with it. It's the same, right? Vidic and Ferdinand. Ferdinand was the beauty. Vidic was the beast. This is our best centre-back pairing that we've had in a very long time. Good news is Benjamin White can come into that centre-back role and Tommy can shift into the right-back. But I'm not going to kill him, but he's got to be really careful. For me, he gets like a 6.5. But I do respect how he doesn't hide in matches and still puts himself out there. And I think there's a lot to be said about that mentally. He'll get stronger, I think. And I think that he'll learn from these mistakes, James. Go on.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. And for our second goal, the pace to get in the box was unbelievable. He can shift. So, yeah, I was very, very impressed with that, actually, that bit.
All right, who's next?
Tommy Asu, Soph.
Listen,
do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. I'll keep it short because we waxed lyrical about him earlier. What a player. What a versatile player. For Japan, he plays a lot on the left side. And someone just also reiterated that in the chat, I believe, as well. Can play right back. What a professional. Comes in, does his job. This is what I like about these players. They don't bitch. They don't complain. They don't go buy jewelry in a hotel room and bitch about the manager. We'll get to that another day. They just get on with their work. This is the attitude. This is the DNA profile. Credit to the club for finding these players who just have a totally different DNA and are built differently. And you know what? When you have Salah substituted in a game, well done. For me, Tomiyasu, I was worried about his distribution, James. Am I being a bit unfair there? Because for me, he
No.
gets an 8. This is where I feel like he needs to improve and where maybe we lack opportunities when he's playing in that position.
Yeah, you knew that on transition, he's not that guy. Because unlike Tierney, he's not going to get up and down for you. And unlike Zinchenko, he's not going to invert and become an extra midfielder. But you could see what Mikel was thinking. He's like, I need defensive solidity against Mo Salah, because regardless of how poor his season's going, he probably thinks, oh, it's Arsenal today, and I'll have a field day against them. And you know what? He got that call spot on. And for me, we talked about it the other night. He slagged himself off for his performance the other day against Bodo Glimt, and I thought, you did brilliantly, Tomiyasu. What are you talking about? And I said, well, if he thinks he was bad, I'd like to see him in his next game. And look what we got today. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
totally.
maybe be hard on you. I hope he thinks he played terribly today, because I want to see what he's like next time
No,
if he plays
it's a
Thursday
great
night.
point. You brought that up the other day, and I thought that was a great point. That he's self critiquing and said in that interview, which was taken a little bit out of context when he was on on duty for Japan,
Mm.
that he just needs to work harder to get back into the team. And 33-5ers, you owe me 33-5ers. We know he's playing on the left. I'm not sure what your point is there, mate. Okay, who's next?
Thomas Partey.
I thought he had a horrible first half, if I'm going to be honest.
Yes,
I
he
thought
did.
he gave the ball away tons. And there were times where I thought, oh no, is this going to be the Thomas that doesn't turn up in a big game? He looked scared. This was his face at one point in the match. I captured this picture online, and I just thought he was off, not quite sure why. It just wasn't coming together. But towards the end of the first half and the second half, the real Thomas Partey turned up, absolutely bossed the midfield, grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck, and completely dominated and helped us retain that possession. Passing was far more accurate, but in that first half, he was a little bit dodgy with his passing. I'll give him a 7.5 today. What about you?
Yeah, I'm going to give him a 7. I thought that second half, a lot of people the other week were calling him that metronome, and he didn't get to do it very much in the second half. First half, but in the second half, obviously Liverpool had to come out a bit more, and then he could. I think there were times in that first half we were rushing a lot. And I was just,
Mm.
part of me was like, can someone just get in there and be like, right, chill out? Because the final ball, I think they were just trying to snap it really, really fast. Because obviously they saw what happened with the first goal and thought they could replicate that. So, but no, second half he was much better, and yeah, I was very impressed with his second half performance.
Yeah, definitely. And what I like about, I was saying under Emery, we were kind of like this second half Arsenal team, uh, not necessarily playing well, but under Mikel, whatever happens at halftime, and we've seen that on the show, they came out totally different. We didn't seem wobbly in the second half at all. We seemed so much more contained and played fearless instead of fearful. I think that respect factor, they chucked it in the bin at halftime, James, completely.
Yeah.
And, he was an integral part of that. Good to see you too, Dimitri. Thanks for joining the show. Thanks to all 600 of you live in chat with us right now. Kiss it, lick it, like it, hug it, cuddle it, whack it, whatever you want to do to it, just do it and do it now. Chief Like Officer Tammy Steele, whip up the troops, get those likes in. It helps the show. Thanks to our friends also at Zenith Coins for always being by our side and being our partners this season. We've got a big announcement to make on tomorrow night's show, so you're not going to want to miss that. Go to zenithcoins.com, HS20, and you will get 20% off. It's the gifting season, and I'm telling you right now, it's not going to get better than gifting your Arsenal mates a Zenith coin for sure. Let's have it, everyone. Totally. Who's next? James Johnston.
Granit Xhaka. Now,
Not
I wanted to give him 6.5, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I was thinking. But then, when he nearly become Tony Yeboah, when he flicked it up and volleyed it, I thought, you're getting an extra 5 points. So he's getting a 7 as well. He doesn't deserve a 7, but because he nearly become Tony Yeboah, he's getting a 7. But no, he did not have one of his best games. And do you know what? This is the bit where I'll be critical now. When he was losing his head with Henderson, and he eventually got dragged away and everything else, I was like, just chill out.
Jesus dragged him away.
Exactly. But then when he got the armband, when Odegaard went off, and Gabriel was having it with the ref, having it with Hender, you need to go over there and get it. But he wasn't. And that for me, because that could have gone terribly wrong there. I mean, in the end, he come over to... Why? There weren't a long time left. Well, okay, actually, he gave extra 2 minutes to him, didn't he, trying to get him to equalise. But he come over to the man. What are the managers going to do? All the managers are going to do is shout, "Don't do that."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They can't run on there and move them. Yeah.
Slap him on the wrist.
Yeah. Oh, that was the only... I was upset that Xhaka didn't go in there as captain and be like, "Shut your mouth."
He's usually quite good at he's usually quite good at that type of stuff. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. The kind of the handbags at dawn with Henderson, I'm like, don't do that now. Come on, you've been so stellar all season. Don't get sucked into all that nonsense. And Jesus pulled him away. You know that move that the Tony Yeboah move. He actually had time to control that, and he hit it first time. And I'm not going to kill him for that. Why not? He was, he believes in his ability, and he's having a really good season. If that had gone in, I think the Emirates would have imploded.
He'd have got a 9, Sophie. He'd have got a 9 or a 10.
I do think this came Marlon. Xhaka was everywhere, played in 8, 9, and 10. And also the other thing too came Marlon that I think he did. He made up as much as he could for Partey's deficiencies, in the sense that we didn't, for that 25, 30 minute spell in the first half, we didn't see the box to box Xhaka much, did we? Even though he was still playing, how many positions, I felt like a lot of the times everyone says Partey allows Xhaka to do what he does. But I do think lately, I think Xhaka has also been kind of like the backbone to a lot of what we do, and he picks up sloppy passes, here and there, and makes up for it. Who's next?
I agree. Odegaard, I'm going to go for.
We were going back and forth, weren't we? Put your laces through the ball, son.
I've seen him do it. At Bournemouth, sorry. Hit the ball, man. Hit the ball. You're a good player, Martin.
Yeah. I think, to me, that's the biggest criticism I have of him today, is that early in that second half, like in the first half, we could have smacked them in the mouth, hit that goal, and it would have been a bit more comfortable for us. But other than that, I thought that once again, he picks passes. You're slicing the knife with the butter and the hot butter, whatever it is you say. I think he's still underappreciated. I saw a lot of people kind of on Twitter saying, what's he doing? If he scores a goal, I think his mark is higher. But for me, solid, and he gets a 7.5. And the other thing that I really like about him, and I want to find this comment from Lone Star, his work rate is exceptional. Another player who does not go hiding. James, what's your take on the God?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a 7.5. I mean, when he took that extra touch, I was really... It was that time in the game, wasn't it? It was really bitty, and I was like, no. And obviously then they go and score, and you're just thinking, we're going to, we were messaging each other, weren't we? We're going to rue these missed chances, aren't we? And luckily we come through. But yeah, he needs to have a bit more. I don't know if it's belief in himself. I don't know what it is. But yeah. I don't know. Maybe he's not, he doesn't.
He's more precision than power. You know what I mean?
But he has got the power, though. I've seen it. I've seen it.
I know. Yeah. Low marks.
And the other one that he hit straight into Alisson as well. He should have scored that, if I'm being honest.
Definitely. Yeah. There were 2 great opportunities, and it could have sent us away. So this is where Vieira would have had a shot. Yeah, exactly. Well said, Lynn. Okay, who is next? And look, I get it. You think we're giving low marks. Remember, we do 2 different type of post-game shows. We do immediately after, where we're hot right? And we're probably going to look back on some of this and be like, you know what? I should have, maybe could have. So Monday night allows us the ability to look at the game in a little bit more depth and detail. We go at it from more of a, hey, we've had time to rewatch the game a couple of times. And Kaya from Football London's going to be on tomorrow night to help us do a little bit of that as well. And James picks up on so many good little bits and pieces about Tommy and Odegaard. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Saka, if we can do him next. Is he next?
He is. Yeah, yeah. We're going to go right to
Okay.
left. So yeah, we'll do Saka.
Okay. Firstly, the kid is a giant. He's fearless. Just puts himself in positions and is completely unafraid to take on the responsibility and accountability. And we've said on the show a lot this season, and we talked about it before the match. We kind of like the fact that he doesn't have to put the entire team on his shoulders. I thought that his first 20 minutes weren't the best, but after the dodgy part in the first half, the last 15 minutes of the second at first, and then the second half, I thought he was old school Saka. Thought he was brilliant. He's such a special young man, and I thought Saka and Gabriel and Martinelli kind of held it together for the rest of the team for quite a while in that match, James. And to come in and, score a penalty in a high pressure situation, you're one of the youngest players on the team. To do that and bury it against Liverpool Football Club, a team that we're so desperate to win, takes us back to the top. He gets an 9 for me because of the fact that he put himself in that pressurized situation and just pulled it off. What about you?
Yeah. See, I'm going to give him an 8. And I thought he was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And do you know what? Warhorse again. Saw it all last season because he gets 2 on him. He's that good. He has 2 on him, and
Mm.
9 times out of 10 they kick lumps out of the guy. And today he got whacked a
By
fair few
Tsimikas,
times. Yeah, he
rugby
really did
Greek.
get. He really did get a few whackings, but my word, what a great player. What an absolutely great player.
What do you think of this? Because you're so good at picking up on this stuff. When he's played with different people behind him, right? And I think that he and Benjamin are riffing quite well off each other now.
Yeah.
And there's an understanding that's been developed. I think at the beginning of the season, a few people felt like he had to track back too much to help Benjamin in the defensive area. But I think that's stabilized now, and the two of them together haven't. How did you see that, James?
Oh yeah, no. I agree. Obviously, you look at that first game, the Palace one, and how well you said Ben dealt with Zaha. Saka helped him out a lot in that game. Really, really helped him out. But now that they've been solidified as they're the two down that right hand side, and Ben White is naturally a progressive player. Let's not forget he's a ball playing centre half. He's not renowned as being a defensive centre half. He knows if I can give that guy the ball, he's either going to chop in and give it that way, or if I get on the overlap, yeah, their understanding is fantastic now. I love him. You can't, for me. I know a lot of people still calling out for Tomiyasu, and especially when you watch him in a game like today, you're going to think, "Oh, Tomiyasu on the right," but no, them two on that right hand side for me at the moment, you can't change it. They're spot on together.
Yeah, definitely. And Marscana, great point. He scored that penalty against the best player in the Premier League, probably one of the best players, best goalkeepers, if not the best goalkeeper in the world. He's back. Super Kevin Campbell must be on a commercial break on the broadcast that he's working on for Stadium Astro. If you're lucky enough to get Stadium Astro, tune in to Super Kev. He's watching, he's covering the Everton Manchester United game right now. We are top of the league and have earned it. Super Kev, one of our listeners just reminded us that we're top of 3 leagues: Europa League, the Premier League, and also the Arsenal women are top of the league as well. Yeah, come on, Super Kevin chat. Doesn't get much better than this. Who is next? James Johnston.
It's my man of the match. It's Martinelli. 9. He ripped Trent Alexander-Arnold quicker than Tony Adams ripped off them trousers and shirt on Strictly last night. Oh God. Oh, I was looking at it going, "Oh, Trent, I think you're going to have to be booked in for therapy after this game." Obviously the incident with the ankle was an accident, and that didn't help him either. But before that even happened, he just, oh my word, he just took him to the cleaners, didn't he? What a
Yeah.
player. What a player. And do you know what? So Saka, that was his third goal this season, right? And a lot of people have been moaning about how quiet he's been. It's not the fact that he's not producing, because he's still pulling in his numbers, regardless if his performances have dipped. But the rest of the forward line, that front three, have got such a lift. They're all so clinical as well, that Saka's obviously not getting the chance, because he's not getting the chances because Martinelli or Jesus is tucking them in. Martinelli today, oh, he's magnificent. When I watch him, I'm like, you remind me of Mark Overmars and Sanchez, but in one player. And then
Mm.
I'm like, no, I'm doing you a disservice, because you're not the next Sanchez and the next Overmars. You're the first Martinelli. You might be better than both of them. He might be. He's so young. He might be better than both of them. I don't know. He's that young and that developing. He could well be better than both of them. I don't know. That guy's ceiling is absolutely. It can
Yeah,
be. He can be whatever he wants to be. He's
he
that good.
can.
He's that
Yeah.
good. And I'd say the same for Saka as well. But on today's game, Martinelli for me, clear man of the match. Unbelievable.
Now, I don't like to be, by the way, Super Kev gave him a 10, didn't he? Was that a 10 you saw from Super Kev, everyone? I'm not one for conspiracy theories much, James, although I do like the odd one here and there. Was Trent Alexander-Arnold really injured and didn't come back for the second?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
I tell you, I mean, he's cooked. When he takes his pants off tonight and he takes his wallet out of his back pocket, Martinelli's going to fall out of it. I mean, it's quite astonishing. I love Martinelli. He's my favorite Arsenal player. You brought up a player that used to get me on my feet at Arsenal, and we hadn't seen that for a long time since he had come in, and that was Alexis Sanchez. He has a belief, a vibe. He has an energy. He's got the talent. He's got the personality. He's a teammate. He hustles. I mean, he and Jesus's work rate is so staggering that no other Arsenal player can get away with being lazy. They just cannot, because what they do, and Peter Drury, who we had here on comms, said it was in the 94th minute or whenever, just before, whenever it was like the end of the game, and the dude is still running around like a maniac, you know? And I love how he has improved this year on his distribution, looking up more, releasing the ball quicker. I mean, he's really special. Man of the match by a mile for me. He and Saka together. But he just edges it for me because of
Yeah.
everything
Same.
else he did around the pitch. So he
Same.
gets a 10. Next.
Jesus.
Jesus, take the wheel. Take it from. Ugh, when he went down, our hearts went with him. Did they not?
I thought it was time. I was like, oh no. But then he proved me wrong. I thought that Easter, it doesn't happen in October, and he resurrected, didn't he? So happy he did. I mean, again, this guy has absolutely lifted the others that are around him, because he's infectious, and they've taken that on as well. And he did everything today apart from score. And do you know what? When that long ball and he was in between Van Dijk and Alisson, I thought he was going to do it. And then I thought we should have had a penalty. But I'll have to watch it back again. I only watched it the once, and I thought it was a pen. So I probably was soft, but I don't know. I only watched it the once, and yeah, he's so good, so
Yeah.
good.
When he went down, the air came out of the Emirates. When Liverpool scored and made it 1-1, the air came out. There were two moments where the air completely came out of the Emirates, and those were the two moments in the game. And
He's
he
so
doesn't.
important. He's so important.
He is. And you said something very poignant, and that is he didn't score, but without him today, we're not winning that game. We're just not.
No.
He's just a very special player. And I would say he is the best pressing forward in the world right now. Yes, I said that out loud.
Yeah. Arteta's said it. Guardiola's said it. So you're not, you don't think that you're being bold by throwing that one out there. It's
Exactly.
factual. It's factual.
And Liz, well said. Stevie Nicol was right about our front three. This is why he couldn't stomach giving a prediction, because he knew what was coming.
Yeah.
And, he's just a very special player. Would I have liked to have seen him? I don't like this concussion thing and players coming back on. Maybe that's the part of me that, because I'm a big NFL fan, it just, it's
Oh
different, the
yeah.
impact they have. And I hope he's okay. The good news is rest him.
Yep.
Rest him until Leeds. Doesn't have to play
Nope.
against Bodo, and he probably won't. So, yeah, he gets a 9. Those front three are just magic. And today, they were the reason why we won that game. Just special performance and, totally working hard on and off the ball. And, they gave the fans these amazing moments and, totally deserved the win in the end. I think we were the best team. I think we controlled the second half and, we did just a brilliant job. And this kid, blow him a kiss, Gabby. Oh, yeah. Lovely.
He is.
What about the subs? Should we do those all together?
For me, I can't really give them anything more than maybe a 6.5, 7. They didn't really, for me, they didn't really have that much time to do anything. I thought Tierney looked good again when he come on,
Yeah.
especially when we changed that formation up. And yeah, he's probably going to play on Thursday night, and I hope that he has another great game, because I like having Tierney. If Tierney's going to be a backup, what a backup to have. No disrespect to Nuno. I think that he struggled, and obviously the way he was managed wasn't possibly the best. And he's gone out to France now. He's
Mhm.
doing well on loan, and hopefully, like Saliba, if he does come back, he has a little bit of a lift, and we get something out of him next season. But yeah, no, Tierney done his job. Vieira, when he come on, I didn't really have to do much because it was a bit late towards the end of the game. And Eddie, when he come on, he was just told, look, when we take these set pieces, just hold it in the corner, and that's what he did. Just did what he
Yeah.
was told to do.
And he does that quite well, Eddie, actually. I was
Yeah.
impressed seeing him, how he did that
I thought he was
against
going to get
Aston Villa.
Allison, at the end there, because he's that's a special. That's an Eddie special. That chasing that keeper down and blocking the clearance out. He done it at Southampton. I think he done it against Leicester, didn't he, years ago? And so yeah, no, he's it's great. It's good, with
Better
the
subs though,
level.
James.
Yeah, and the level has been risen. I
Yes.
think I can't remember his name, but the guy left a brilliant comment on the show that we did the other night, and was talking about how well everybody, what Arteta has done in terms of the standard and the level. And it definitely, if you don't think that he's raised the level up, then you're absolutely delusional, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
No matter where you were sitting and what side of the
Exactly,
fence.
exactly.
And the same
And
thing with
you're allowed to
Xhaka.
change your mind,
And you are
Sophie.
allowed to change your mind,
For
yeah. And
goodness
the
sake.
same and the same for everyone's, thoughts on Xhaka. You got to say what you see, and right now it's all good. Shafiq, wow, what a win. Never say die attitude. Watch out for the Gunners. Let's see. Never say die. Zod says, man did a madness in their box. Not sure what you mean there. Carlos, this team isn't content with a draw. It's 3 points or die trying. How about the gaffer?
Yeah, how about it? Fantastic. He made that big call that everyone was scratching their head at the start. Got it spot on. When it got very emotional, I've been a very harsh critique about how Arteta, in-game management wise, when things get a bit hectic and a bit, leery. And there was a point in that second half where I think it was Gomez, wasn't it? I thought he was going to tackle him himself when he was coming, because he come quite close to where he was on the technical. I thought he's going to kick him himself. He's that angry. And no, he stayed composed. And, as much as people go, oh, look at him and Jurgen Klopp shaking hands today, and he hates him. I
No.
can tell he does not like Jurgen Klopp, and I think that's through Pep from when they were there. I don't think Pep likes it. I know they're all pally. I don't think he really likes him, and
No. He
that meant a
wanted
lot.
to win that game really
Yeah, as
badly.
as much as it meant so much to us to go those 14 points, it meant the world to him as well. And
Yeah.
fair play, and again, we keep saying that we don't like how we have to play last, because we watch what all the other teams have done, and it adds to the pressure. rose to the occasion, gone back on top again. Nice little week at the top
Yeah.
until the next games. Love it. Love it,
I don't
Sophie.
think this I don't think this team cares about that at all. I think previous teams kind of shrunk and, just not good enough and also mentally just not strong. And their apathy, I think, just half the time it was like, are you even here? Are you even present in the game? This is totally different gravy. And, he deserves a lot of credit for that. And this is very important. He needs to calm himself. This is the only criticism I have for him. I love the emotion. Look, I'm, football's all about emotion. He talks about emotion a lot. And I think that, at some points during this season, there are going to come these big moments where he needs to calm the situation. But yeah, he wanted to win that game and he did, and he managed it brilliantly and he gets a 9. The Tomiyasu move was great. There were a lot of people that questioned it beforehand. And, he just managed the game really, really well, kept faith with the players, even though we went through dodgy periods, and executed the game with his team brilliantly. So yeah, Super Kev is working for Stadium Astro. He'll be back tomorrow, hopefully. But you will be hearing from Super Kev. He will send us a video as well when he has the opportunity to do so. In summary, Mr. James Johnston, from what you saw, the way we played, the way we set up, give me your 1-minute summary on today against Liverpool.
Champions. Finished. Champions.
That was 1 second.
That's
That's
it.
amazing.
Champions.
Do you think Kev will wear this on TV if we become champions of the Premier League?
Oh, I hope so. That's fantastic.
Maybe I'll challenge him.
He's done a Movember early as well. I love it. Well played. Well played.
This is Super Kev. Loving the Saliba. We shared this about a week ago, but we love it. I think if I'm gonna let me see if he does it. It will be hilarious. But look, there's 660 of you in live chat. Please do hit the like button. And, we beat Liverpool.
That's made me smile. Thanks,
we beat Liverpool, and that was amazing. Now, James is saying, are you really saying that we could be champions of England? Why not us, James? Why not?
Exactly. Maybe I've had too much Evian. Yeah, no, I'm so happy today. I can't abide Liverpool, Sophie. I'm sorry. I know I should be impartial. I can't stand them. I haven't since I was a kid. Since they beat when bloody was it Honcho handballed it on the line. I think I was like 10 when that final was on. I've hated Michael Owen right in front of all of it. I've hated them ever since.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah. I love. If you can't love beating Liverpool, what can you love anymore?
Exactly.
But, yeah.
Exactly.
Why not us, Sophie? We've gone 14 points clear of them today.
That is amazing. If I said to you guys at the beginning of the season, hey kids, guess what? Come October, after we play Liverpool, we are going to be 14 points ahead of them. You wouldn't blow me a kiss. You would have said, you'll be crying, Soph. But here we are playing like absolute giants. And at home, we have created a force and we are a team to be reckoned with. When people were saying Arsenal need to be tested, well, once again, we got tested. And look, fans like this happily showing off their shirt. Bukayo Xhaka. I found that on Twitter and I had to share it with you guys.
He's got to be minted for the letters aren't cheap. He's got to have a lot of money, that guy. Fair play.
I thought you guys would enjoy that. Just been brilliant. So look, enjoy. And you know what you should enjoy the most is Match of the Day 2 tonight. Okay. The highlights show no matter what country you're in. Turn on the talk radio stations. Have a listen to what they're saying about the Arsenal this evening and enjoy it. We're top of the league. And I tell you something, Manchester City are going to do their thing. We're going to do our thing. If we just keep focusing on our thing, if we can keep picking up points against some of these bigger teams away from home, because it could come down to a point here or there. Listen, anything is possible. but they've been saying Arsenal Football Club, who have they played yet? Haven't played anyone. Well, we've played a few teams now, and we've played some good teams, and we're top of the league, and we still completely are defying the odds that are set against us by others.
We've played 2 of last season's top 4 back-to-back and won both games. So I don't want to hear, like you said earlier, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, exactly.
All I want to be hearing, what is the phrase? May your praise be as loud as your critique.
As your
or whatever.
criticism, yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I've been doing with Mikel Arteta. I was very critical, but my praise for him over the last, since probably last November has been very loud. And I think there are a lot of fans out there who have also done the same with Xhaka. And there are a lot of us that, are looking at this as, I feel like we're together. I feel like we're seeing things that we haven't seen in a long time. And don't pick on your fellow fans this weekend. Let's just enjoy the win, right? No matter what you thought of X or Y, try to come together and be a Z. I don't know what that means. It means nothing. But we're going to go.
Champions.
There you go, champions. Look, we're going to be back tomorrow night. I hate to leave 600 plus people stranded in live chat. But please do come back and visit us tomorrow, because we will have Kaya from Football London with us, who is at the game today. So he'll give us a little bit of what it felt like being in the stadium vibe. And he will also give us some news in terms of what is going on at the club. You'll enjoy that conversation. We will be live at 8 for that one. Hit the likes, as Dimitri says. It's absolutely free. Please don't forget to go visit our friends at Zenith Coins as well. Use HS20 as your code to get 25% off. The Arsenal victorious once again. What will they say now? We don't know, but James has a lot to say. He's got his own channel now. You're going to have to go follow him. He's great when he looks at the game and how he breaks it down, tactics, as you can hear here on the Highbury Squad as well.
I'm top of the fantasy league. I've got some clout, surely.
Really?
All of them lot. You got to step up your game. Catch me.
I haven't checked out the fantasy league since Demsek said to me.
I will say, look, I'll sacrifice not winning fantasy football for Arsenal to win the league. How's that? We'll leave it at that one. I'd rather Arsenal win the league than me win your fantasy league. I know.
Mate, listen, last season I wanted to be so wrong about my criticism of Arteta earlier in the season. If it meant us getting to the Champions League, we don't care. We just want to win. We want our Arsenal to be challenging and winning trophies. And God, it's been so long since we've been good in the Premier League. This is fun. This is a lot of fun, and I love it. I can't wait for the next game. We've got to wait a whole week for another Premier League game, which is a bit of a bummer, and it's against Leeds. Hey, are we going to go 3-point collecting again? Leeds are in a bit of trouble. They're not in great form. I think we could do them. So we'll see.
I watched them today, Sophie. If you shut out the wide men, like I keep mentioning it, knife through hot butter, we can carve them to bits next week. A bit like what we did last year at Christmas time. We can slap them silly next week if they're not careful. You just got to stop. What is it, Harrison and Aronson? Just keep them quiet, and you're
Brendan
you're
Aronson. Was it you who said to me we're due to give someone a really big spanking?
That is correct. Someone's getting slapped up. Yeah, it's
James.
happening.
I was Sostradamus a couple of seasons ago, but now I may have to hand on the baton to you, hand it over to you, James Stradamus. Might be a segment. Might be a 30-second segment each week.
Yeah.
Who knows?
They say I walk on water and I turn it into wine.
Oh, don't get me started. Okay, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow night. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a brilliant day, no matter where in the world you might be. We really love that you've made us part of yours. James, did I get your banners right? Where everyone can phone you?
You did.
Well, do you want to give out your number?
I haven't got time.
I'm so excited. I've been talking fast. I'm all over the place.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think a lot of them want to hear my voice any more than they have in the show. So yeah, please don't give my number out.
That's not true. That's not true.
But no, I appreciate it. Twice in a week. Thank you so much. I really, really am grateful for the opportunity to come on here. And I know from the other day in the comments, someone said that they watched your show and then subscribed to me. And that's great. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
That's amazing. All right, please go subscribe to James's channel. There's 500 plus of you just ducking out now, but please go over to James's channel on YouTube. It takes 2 seconds. Give him a follow. He's got a great voice in terms of how he talks about football and our beautiful club. And he's a good guy. He's one of life's good people. Okay, Demsek's dinner's ready. My breakfast is ready, and it's 11:45 here where I am. I'm going to kick back. I'm going to relax, and I'm going to enjoy the rest of the day. I love you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you for making us part of your day.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Please stand clear of the discussion doors. The next stop is Highbury Squad.
Yeah.
The Highbury Squad is powered by ZENITH Coins. Support the future, treasure the past. Official licence partner of the Arsenal Football Club. Follow @ZENITH Coins across all social platforms.